Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the fourth episode of Railroads Online here on the channel. Last time, we brought Montezuma with a full trainload of logs here to the sawmill, where we finally connected it up with this lovely looping system. If I was to show you guys on the map, you come in off of the main line, you come in through this nice little four-track kind of curved shunting yard, I'm not sure what you want to call this, and then you have your two split tracks here for the logs and here for picking up the planks and beams. This episode, I think we're going to go work on connecting up the iron mine because that is what we're doing next. It'll be bringing planks and beams from here at the sawmill back down the main line over to the iron mine. So I reckon we bring Montezuma back that direction and then get to it. Without further ado, there is no time like the present. We'll double check Montezuma could use a little bit more wood in the firebox. Perfect. So the plan is that we're going to have some sort of kind of shunting yard-esque thing. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it just yet. Double check the switches. Yep, no, these are all good. Lovely. But some sort of shunting yard kind of thing, because the iron ore mine and the smeltery are going to be on their own separate system. So you have this main line where we're going to be shunting the big goods between places, or for example like this, coming into the sawmill. But then when we bring the products of the sawmill back towards the iron mine, we'll have some sort of like depot thing around here. No, that's for the smelter, which is up this way. But for the iron ore mine, there'll be some sort of like depot thing. Or actually, no, we could do it. You know, we could do it out here. Have it split off this way. Because we need to find a way to get around the logging camp anyways. So it could come around this way, split here, and then smelter and iron ore mine are on like a dead end track, and comes back. Yeah, that could work. The plan is though to keep a consistent main line, so you're not routing through every single industry. You're taking predominantly the fastest route around the map. There'll be one nice big loop like this. There'll be a littler loop like this in here, and then I guess this could just be like a dead end spur here out to the iron ore mine from before the logging camp. Go back to the reverse for a little bit. I'm running a light train today, let me pull. Try and get some more speed out of Montezuma here. Now I do remember this bush has no collision, so it's always going to be a jump scare when we're coming down this line. Seeing a bush, thinking I'm about to get thrown off the tracks, and then it does nothing. £1,000 in the bank, $1,000. Which I don't think is really enough to be buying much train. I think the wagons for this thing, like each of these wagons for beams and planks is like $250 each, I think. Although either way, we need to hook up the iron ore mine first. Don't want to have beams and planks going to waste. So that will be objective number one. When we finally get back to the sawmill. I forget how long this rail is. We're only, what? I'd say 2/3 of the way. But then we'll do a split. Actually, how do I want to do that? I reckon I can keep the sawmill the way it is, but then just have the split track be the actual main line coming around this way. Yeah, that could probably work. Probably work pretty well actually. Almost there. Yeah, I want split track to run like literally just past the sawmill. But I don't want mainline trains having to go through the sawmill unless they're actually loading up. Where are we? There we are. All of these CNC flat cars. All the time doing the railroad. Got 3, 0, 4. There should be a 2 somewhere. There's a 1. What the hell? What? Really? Really, cactus? Well, what better place than any to... No, don't need grade. What better place than here? Where does this curve stop? Ah, too much that direction. I think we're just going to take out these tracks, yeah. The salt switching out up here, and then we'll re-rail the train afterwards, because... Ah, well. Too bad. So, we want a left switch left here. This will be the main... No. Did I just open? No, I don't need the help page. I want... Here you go. Now, bring you out straight a little bit. Before we do the 45-degree cross. If it would let me. Like this. Hopefully that will give time... No, I think this needs to be further away if I'm doing that. Because the idea is that these two tracks will then link together and go around the sawmill. So I need them to actually have space to link together. So 45 degrees coming off of here. Like that. 45 degrees from there. We are going to probably want to curve to about here-ish. Maybe like that. And then so that one will snap to there. How do these curves look? Take you off of precise mode, put you on freeform. How does this look? Pretty smooth. So I must assume that this way would look pretty smooth as well. Can't see why this way would have any issues. Yeah, that's pretty good. The only actual issue is the fact that this being a 45, to come off of this line, it's going to be a bit of a tricky one. Keep opening the help page. I don't want the help page. No, I want a left switch right stand. Because if I put the switch like this, the track has got to come from all the way over it. It's going to be a bit of a difficult one. But left switch, right stand. About there. How sharp of a bend is this? Doesn't look too bad. No, I reckon that'll be alright. I reckon that can be alright, yeah. So we're going to take out this section of track. Try and take out any of these cactuses that are going to be in the way. So we don't have another derailment later down the line. Going to pop up with some track. Snap to there. Run it this way, snap to the switch. And then we'll just rehook up the bits that go straight from here to the lumber mill. Lumber mill? Logging camp. Keep confusing the names of these things. So this is a right track. So it's going to go to the right. It's going to go into this one, just here. Nice 180 odd meters of it. There you go. And then this will be roughly the same thing, but going to where that 45 is that splits off to those tracks over there. Gonna have to re-rail the Montezuma at some point, but that could be done in a minute. Once this track has been laid. And there we go. We have ourselves another mainline switch, which is a lot less weavy than this one. This looks a lot more like just they widen the curve, which is pretty much what I did, yeah. Right, now to re-rail Montezuma. That is an important thing to do. Facing me, nope. Facing away from me. Rerail the tender. Nope, that's a flat cart. I want the tender next. No, fine. We'll do the flat cart next. Tender. Yes. There we go. Perfect. Coupler in like that. Flat cart. Coupler. Get the coupler on that one. Take the brake off of that. Throw that down. Brake off. Coupler. Brake off. Another coupler. I'm only going to put brakes on the back one because we're on mostly flat here, so I don't think we need anything else. Put the brake off, and then this one. There you go. Perfect. Now we just slowly back Montezuma up, hook all the cars back up together. Take the brake off of you. Versa. Brake off. 10% should be plenty. Pin. 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 Ready for this pin. Pinned. Hop to this car actually to do this. Pin. Last two. Pin. And pin. Now the brake can come off of you. Run back up the train. And we will stop just there. And that's actually something I haven't done yet. The logging camp doesn't have a way to turn around in it. I haven't done the U-turn at this end of the logging camp. I mean, that's fine. Do need a freight yard somewhere out this way for when we split this. So might leave Montezuma here actually. Yeah, I'm gonna leave Montezuma here while we build this other track. I'm going to demolish these. Take regular tracks. Actually, no. We're curving this. But I think I'm going to go around doing these first. Just so we can get a rough idea of where we're going. See if I like the rough idea before doing the actual thing. So a curve like that should be fine. And then from here we can go straight a bit. So actually we can do regular track from here. This bit will be mostly straight. Going around the logging camp. Here's track 1. And here will be track 2. Then we go straight past the logging camp. And then we curve it back in to join back to the main line on the other side. Now, normally when it comes to a main line and sidings and stuff, you'd have the siding come off the main line, but given the way I built this, that just hasn't happened. The main line is actually splitting off from the logging camp, but that's fine. Come back down, get rid of these. Then we're going to go into straight mode, or precise. Run these out, what, 150 at a time, I think? Will probably work. Yeah, looks like 150 should be fine. 150 is just up here. There we go. Another 150. Then we could probably start looking at bending it back towards the actual main line. Kind of want to avoid this forest actually, so I might put a little bit of curve on it. Nope, 150 is back here. Do a 750. No, do 650 curve. And 150. There we go. Crossovers. No, crossover shouldn't be needed actually. Should be able to just keep doing the curve as it is. Yeah, that should be just fine. So no, actually, I think I need to tighten this up a little bit. Tighten this down to about 400 now, because now we are actually going to hopefully be on an intercept path with the other track. Yeah, I'd say from about, give or take 100 meters should be a nice, yeah, it should be a nice intercept path there. So we're going to crossover. Now we're going to work out, for starters, if 400 this direction will work. It probably won't, because it's going to want to tighten up. So it might have to go a little bit wider. 410 maybe. Remember the first segment was 100. There you go. The second segment was 150, and then we went up to 650. Which means that this one will be, what, 660, I think? To keep the same distance. 150 there. Then we have to put it up to about 660, I think, to keep the same distance for the rest of this curve. How does that look? Looks like it's getting away from it, actually. $150 is back here, just there. I'm going to turn precise mode off, and I'm going to run this back down to this bit of track. Should be another 150 odd length of track. Ends up being 153. Yeah, it's just fine. Get rid of the cactus, boulder, little tree, this little shrub, that little cactus, that boulder. Anything else on this side of the track that looks? No, not that I can see. Keep just walking back and forth across it like this. Should give me plenty of eyes as to whether there's anything on track that's going to derail us again. Not that I'm seeing anything. This track actually looks pretty clear from after it's just being built. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything really on the track at this point. When we get to these woods, there'll probably be quite a few things. But we can sort that out when we get there. Right now, I'm not seeing anything. So that's pretty good, actually. Less work for me to get this track ready. So immediately, you need to go, you need to go. You can go, you can go. You need to go wherever the hitbox is for you. I have no idea. You go, you go, you go. Oh, I did actually go. Okay. Collection of boulders. Just didn't jump out of the tracks like normal. Anything else along this section of track? Not that I can see. Might actually make this outside track bend a little bit. Because where are we looking? We are pretty much lined up with this mountain here. So it'd probably be a wise idea. Yeah. So I'm actually going to get rid of that bit of track, that bit, and then that bit. Bring this out straight. Straight for 20 meters. 20 meters should be good. Yeah. 20 meters, right switch, left stand. Bend this to 70. To about there. 45-degree crossover. Now, does a 70 bend work this way? It does. Lovely. And then we go freeform from here to link it back up to this section of track here, which works even better. There you go. Perfect. Only thing is that now I have to link this section, this side, back up to where mainline would be. But I can sort that out in just a second. Actually, where am I going to put the shunting yard for this? Where am I going to put the shunting yard before the split so that mainline trains can drop off or pick up cargo? I guess right in front of me, actually. So we're going to go with 25 meters between switch stands. We're going to do a crossover using switches. 45-degree cross is not going to work here, I don't think. No, 45-degree cross does not work. Sure, there's a Steam guide for that, is there not? If I hop over briefly to here, discussions, screenshots. No, and that'd be under guides, wouldn't it? Is it this? Yeah, it is this. Okay, perfect. It's 4 crossovers wide, but that's fine. So from here, we're doing a 10-meter left bend at 43 degrees. So it's not going to be as fast as most of the main line, but that's fine. So at 43 degrees for 10 meters. Then we put the 45 crossover here. The rest are freehand, and it is a 24.4 length between switches. Nope, not snowy. .4 means you want to go to there. Right switch. Sure, we do. No, we do right switch left hand. Keep the flow. And then there. Then we're going to do 4 crossovers. 1, 2, 3, 4. We do left stand, or left switch, right stand. There. We go another 24.4 meters forwards. And then we should be able to throw down the other switch. 24.4. Then we go right switch, left stand. There you go. Somehow managed to get stuck in the help menu. Like that. And then these little bits are freehand. Although they're all the same angle, I think. There you go. So we have ourselves a nice lovely crossover, which will enable trains coming from the ironworks to get into either side of the shunting yard. Because that's all this crossover is for. It's just for the little shunter engines. that will be picking up and dropping off cargo in this yard. The yard in question I'm going to have as left side only, actually. Well, no, because I need... Yeah, no, I need to be able to drop off cargo into this yard from both sides, so... Unless I do just a switch. No, I'll just do this simply. Make this simple. 5 meters. Rather than being convoluted and trying to work out how to do 2 sides of switches. Just do a simple bow yard on both sides. 2-track bow yard. So like this. I don't know what my obsession with pushing the help button is at the moment. Keep catching it instead of opening the track menu. I'll run this out for as long as I really can, so about 110 meters, I think. Then I'm going to do right switch, left stand here, because this means that I can get a little bit better on the angles. And then like that. Now I know this isn't going to line up properly, so freehand this. Freehand you to there. And then we're going to freehand this because it's just easier. And we get 2 signals, 2 sidings of an alright length on this side. This being a return side for anywhere. Well, this can just be small side actually. We'll have big side on that side. Big side on left side. Or bigger side, I guess. Left switch, left thing. Stop pushing the help menu. And as you know, I can't really make it much bigger because we're working against diagonal here. Because the main line needs to join back up with the tracks in front of me. So this might get to be a little bit longer, but not much. To about 125 on this bit. Right switch, right stand. Stop pushing the help menu. I've got to work out a way to get these to join together now, though. Not entirely confident on how I'm going to do that. This bit of track can be left for a minute while I work out how I'm going to join this into back into the main line itself, of which I have no clue. And actually, I'm going to change this to a 3-point switch real quick. Because this will be where the locos are stored. Or my single shunt engine will be stored in the middle here. Underneath a nice little canopy. Because, what is one line? I don't think I need more than one shunt engine really. Run it to about there. Put a buffer down this end. Stop pulling the help menu up. Facilities. I want a nice little engine shed. We'll go brown, or we won't because that's not, this section in the middle is not big enough. So I guess we won't do that. Can't give a water tower either, really. Can I get a water tower on this curve, maybe? Can. Okay, that's good. And then we'll give it some wood just there. Perfect. Yeah, that's quite nice and sweet. We've got a little dead end where the engine will be stored, and maybe a couple of cars as well on this bit of track. But the predominant storage will be on these 2 tracks and whatever tracks are here. Get out of fly mode. March this, take that down. delete the crossovers, and now work out how we're going to get these tracks merged together in a somewhat sensible way. Usually, when you do stuff like this, it comes out of 45 like this. It's not going to come out of 45. Well, I guess it's going to have to, but it's going to be quite a sharp 45 for a main line. Unless we do it way down the line. Could do that actually, yeah. Do it way down here. So it gives it time to like sweep back in. And we're going to go for this segment. And then work it from down here. Yeah, lovely. So, rule number 1 needs to get to there, needs to get to here. Gonna have to widen this enough that a split is possible. So 4 of these probably. 4 crossovers wide. But at this point, yeah. Stop opening the help menu. Left switch, right switch, left stand. Open the help menu again. Apparently I'm obsessed with doing that. Precise mode. Open 50s because we're going to get this 70-meter curve. Yeah, we'll go 70 to about 15 meters. No, I need to go further than that. We need to start earlier maybe. But we're going to go to 20 meters. I seem to be just obsessed with opening the help menu. Speaking of which, 70-meter curve. Almost bang on. Nice. Nope. Regular track. I'm going to freeform this bit because it's a bit, well, if I can't freeform this, then kind of hopeless. Right switch from here. Done it again. Yeah, that's not really all that sharp. That's not too sharp, I'd say. I wouldn't say. Yeah, I wouldn't say that's too sharp. Jeez, my English is not prevailing today. What's this going to look like? Too sharp of a bend? No, actually, I don't think that is. And then this can run into this bit, and then I just link these 2 sections up. Make sure all the rocks or trees or anything else that could be in the way aren't in the way. Once these crossovers. And then build some fresh track. From here back down there. So far, this expansion of the main line has actually gone pretty well. Still yet to actually run a train on it. Or get to the iron mine. I haven't even bought the cars for the beams and planks yet, but yeah. This episode is mostly just going to be building, I think. Either that or make some more money and get some beams and planks cars going. Weird little kink there, but that's fine. Now we are going to demolish this bit and this bit. Run these rails up this way. And then hopefully the 2 kind of swooping curves should behave and link in nicely. If they don't, I'm going to have to try and do a little bit of precise placement, but hoping not to have to. You sweep quite nicely. So should this one, hopefully. Can't see why it wouldn't. As long as we don't get any merging of tracks or anything, this will be lovely. Boop. Boop. Pow. Yeah, Just clear out some trees. But I would say that this merge has gone pretty successfully. From mainline siding to lumber mill, logging camp. It is the logging camp. My mouse is dying, having a hissy fit. I don't know, my mouse cursor is lagging, but nothing else is. Now, I'm gonna go grab my charger for it real quick, and just assume that it's dying, because I can't think of why else it'd be jumping around like that. Mousepad clean. Yeah, I assume it was just dying. Well, it is still doing it a little bit. Can't quite work out why. Off, back on again. There you go, nice and smooth. But yeah, so main line is linked in. You can now come through the main line shunt yard for the smeltery and the iron mine. Just need to finish linking up this side and also sending off the branch that will be going towards those two industries. I want a switch right, but I also want some track first. Separate the switch stands just a little bit. Habit of mine, just so you don't accidentally hit the wrong switch stand when you're trying to change directions. A right switch stand, and then we're going to link it to the 45 just here. It's going to be a bit of a steep angle, I think. Yeah, there's a bit of a steep angle here. Hopefully not too steep. Kind of sways out but back in, but I think this will be fine. Doesn't look too steep. But so we want to run this out over here. 290 crossover so I can work out where I'm going. You're going to be coming from here, which means I want that other track to link up to this. Run you over to here. Link it in. And then run this from there over to this crossover. And when we get that, link it in. Take down some more trees. Double check this chucker track. I'm going to get rid of this tree just in case. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with everything that's going on over there. So now this section of track is leading us off to the smelter and the iron mine. I'm going to do a jump cut to when we have tracks to the iron mine, because otherwise this episode will be entirely building tracks. And I doubt you guys want to just see that. So I'll be right back when we have our lines to around about here, give or take. And we are back. We have made it to roughly where I said I would bring us before I brought the jump cut back. I did do a little bit of work over here, started some sort of mock-up for the smeltery. I'm not exactly sure, like this bit here is a little bit tight, so it might get reworked. But other than that, I didn't add a switch from this direction. Gonna have to come back and do that, but that's something we can do probably next episode when we actually do get the smelter restarted or done. I brought the tracks all the way out to over here from way back this way. This was like 1,000 meters this way. It's about another 600-ish this way. This is some long straight track, but what better to do than straight? These tracks can be lovely high-speed track. And these corners are going to have to tighten up a little bit more than the 100 meters I was hoping for. 70 is the lowest I'll go. Hopefully, yeah, 70 meter radius. Give me a lovely curve. Gonna go to about there. Do a crossover just there, so I have a position to line up the other track to. And other than that, we're going to run this straight to the smelter. The iron mine. run this down this way straight to the iron mine, and then work out how we're going to get things going. Really hoping that the intake is down here and not up on this platform up here. Because if I have to get up there, then I'm not sure, one, how to get up there. Two, if I've got a train that can do that right now. I would probably have to have a guess that Montezuma is a little bit too weak to be doing stuff like that. But looking at this, no, the iron mine stuff is here, right in front of us. Perfect. I'm going to... No, we'll start from back here, actually. Start off with back here. We are going to do a switch, a 3-point switch here. That left side and the middle will be kind of a shunting yard set up, and then this track here is going to be part of the outer loop. So you come around, drop off, pick up goods, and then come back using this side of track, and then go out on the other side. Gonna have to use this kind of dip in the hillside. Probably go up to 10s here, rather than doing 1 degree at a time, or 1 meter radius at a time. Bring it a little bit closer. A little bit closer. Is there a bit? Yeah, there is a widening up here, yeah. If I do 500 there. Yeah. And then I'm going to have to throw this back the other direction. Probably max radius to be able to get a turn done. Might be able to get this. Not. No. Not going to be able to do a turn here. How are we going to do this? Because this is hugging this wall probably as best as I can really do. Well, actually, maybe not. Might be able to get a little bit tighter if we bring it up. Bring it up at 1%. Kind of follow the terrain a little bit. Pull that out of the hillside a little bit. To maybe around there. Now, 30-meter radius to my left. Keep it on a 1% to about there. And we're going to level it off. Did the extra width help? It might do. If we keep at it, and I'm going to switch to some embankment rails. Keep it to 1%. Try and get some extra height on this side. No. It's not going to be enough. I might just have to bite the bullet and go with a track too tight for what it's worth. Don't know how tight too tight will actually be, but hopefully not overly. That is quite a tight corner. Can I maybe work this a little bit better? We are on free placement here, and it doesn't want to let me. Of course it doesn't. Am I on free placement? Yeah, because that's precise. And you don't get any tighter than 30 degree. Unless we start bringing it up earlier. Might have to do that actually. Bring it up earlier, but it needs to be able to do a turn here. If I can't turn around in this valley, then it's going to have to make a large amount of changes to the way I was planning on running things. And I would rather not have to do that. So we are going to go take this back. I'm actually going to go with track 3 with some high ballast. So it's ready and it can take on whatever height it needs to. Precise placement, we're going to take it 300 degree, 300 meter. I think might clear this. If not, then we have to widen it out a little bit. There we go. Cleared this bit. Not going to clear this though. Cleared that. Bend it back this way. Then try and do the 30-meter as maybe a bridge. No, I should be able to do embankment. But we're going to throw it back this direction. It's looking a lot more promising coming this round this time. That it will actually be able to make this, hopefully. It will. Yes. Pop that there. But now can it get down from up here on 1%? Not like that. We need to keep doing the walls. But it needs to be on at most a 1%, I think. I don't think a Montezuma can handle much more than 1% with the weight it carries. See if I can get this to go straight. I'm going to change to some high ballast. Continue the 1%. No, I'm going to have to line this up at least a little bit better though. Actually, that might work. If I take some of this, snap it to here, straight track, runs through there. I might be able to get away with just bringing it in like this. Like free place it from here back up to this bit. Probably gonna be more than 1%, but I might be able to get away with it. That doesn't look too much steeper actually now looking at it from here. Might not even be that bad. But then from here it's going to link back up to over that way. This whole middle bit can be a task for part of next episode probably. So we finish off the iron mine and finish off the smeltery from the blueprint that I laid down today in the next episode. To me that sounds like a good plan. Don't know about you guys. Yep, track's looking alright. A lot of this is free place mostly because why not? Give it a little bit of variety going through here. Then from here we're going to go free place again after a little bit of straight. Bless me. Hook up to this crossover, and then from this crossover we are going to take this and run it round this corner and link back up over here. And this will be a successful connection to the iron mine. And I have come up with a little trick. Well, I think I've come up with a little trick. I can't remember if it's free or not. We're going to take out that. And boom. Now, if I go into here, no, there are 150. Well, we're going to go quickly clear out the tracks around the iron mine, and then I will demonstrate what I'm talking about. Having had a little thought about something. Throw the switch that way. There's so many boulders this side of the track. I think that way, the rest of that way is clear. Nothing there. I'm going to look at leaving one little rock or something on the track if there is one, just for demonstration purposes, but I think I've been pretty diligent on clearing stuff out, so there might not be anything other than these massive cactuses up here, but they don't really serve the purpose of what I wanted them for, what I wanted something for. But either way, these massive cactuses do need to go. So, away with one, away with two, away with three. This bit of track is probably high enough that nothing's going to be in the way of it anyways. Now over to this side. That's a pretty big rock. But... ah well. Get rid of that tree. The tree's just too close. Get rid of this tree. Anything small over this way? That bush is not small. No, I don't think there is anything actually. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing anything small. Yeah, no. There's no small little impurities, I don't think. However, we can double check my work. And I'm going to spend 150 on this. Oh wait, no, that's quantity. I don't need more than one of them. We're going to call this test. And we're going to purchase it. We get a little hand cart. Because, one, apparently they added a wood basket to this thing at some point. I don't remember them doing that. But, that's good for them. What we are going to do is run test. So if you've got any large convoys of trains, or I say large convoys, any large trains that are supposed to be going down a new track you've built and you're not sure if you've built it properly, i.e. if there might be any small rocks still in the line that you don't want to end up running over and derailing the whole train, you can run this little handcart. $150. You run it down the line and it will hit the same rocks as the train would. So this way you can figure out if you've left anything behind. You just kind of let it, well I say just kind of let it, you just kind of sit here and it runs on its own down the rail. Even hop off if you wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. 12 wood, just in case your wood burning locos run out of fuel. But yeah, you can use this to test and clear new sections of track to make sure that there aren't any random boulders or little trees, bushes, little cactuses, and it works pretty well. You get 16 mile an hour, I think that is, out of it. Doesn't have a little bell. Doesn't have these either. Doesn't have a cylinder clock, but why would it? It's a hand cart. But yeah, get yourself a hand cart today and test out your new tracks. Make sure that there aren't any obstructions before you come down the track. But either way, I'm going to leave this to clear out this new section of track that I've just built. But for today, that will be all, folks. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, whatever time it is. And for now, adios.